project is the SLM 3D printer.
Sure.
So for individual makers building a DIY SL 3D printer, what are the top slicing software parameters or settings they should focus on to ensure that both printing quality and operator safety?
Welcome to Laser Insights China. Discover the latest news, trends, and insights in the Chinese laser industry.
Hello, welcome to Laser Insights China. I'm your host Xiaodong. Today, I feel honored to speak with Mr. O, the sales director at VoxelDance. Founded in March 2019, VoxelDance has rapidly become the leader in metal 3D printing software, empowering the engineers with advanced data preparation and slicing tools. In this interview, we'll explore the story behind the VoxelDance, from their technical breakthroughs, marketing approach, and the vision for the future of the metal additive manufacturing. So let's first welcome Mr. O.
First of all, thanks for having me here today, Xiaodong. So my name is Jinwei O. I'm basically the leader of sales, in charge of pretty much every aspect regarding sales of VoxelDance. So today, just please feel free to toss any random questions to me. I can answer all of them as long as it's not confidential. I can do that.
Okay. So so the first question is that when VoxelDance was founded in March 2019, what specific gap in metal 3D printing software market did the founding team aims to fill?
That was a good question. So back then, I believe it's 2019-ish, we found a mismatch on this market between the technology requirement from the actual clients and the possible solution we can find on the market. Actually, if you look at this 3D printing, it's more than just metal printing. We have resin printing such as SLA, like FDM, and some other technologies. They each serve different manufacturing scenarios. So 3D printing workflow from beginning to the end includes first software, then the powder, the resin, aka the materials, and the hardware. So the software, in fact, plays a huge role in the workflow. But at that time, we found that the software somehow has the tendency to become a bottleneck of the entire workflow. So that's when we decided to actually dive into this industry and then do the software startup for this industry.
Okay, I understand. So how is the vision for VoxelDance additive evolved since its inception?
I would say we just want to make better tools for the industry. And in Chinese, we are a China-based company, so in Chinese we say 用算法改变应用. If you translate it into English, literally it means to use the algorithm to change the industry or to improve the application for the industry. So our vision never changed since the beginning, just to boost industry with our software solutions and algorithms. But along the way, I have to say that there are certain things that have changed. I'll give a few examples. For example, the type of products we built is no longer limited to what we built from the beginning. So in the beginning, it's called the data preparation or slicer software. Someone called it CAM, the computer-aided manufacturing software. But now the product line has grown into more types of softwares. We introduced the CAD software, the design software, and the CAE software. Someone called it simulation software. That can help anticipate the final success rate or the quality of the printed parts before the actual printing. So the product line has changed, but also the technologies we use to build the product has evolved. For example, in the past, the entire industry, the software are desktop traditional software, usually installed only on Windows operation system. You can hardly find any Mac or Linux or let alone cloud-based software. But now we have a mature solution. We call it software as a service, the cloud-based slicer software. So so the vision has never changed, but the approach to follow that vision has changed.
Okay. You can see the product line and grown more and more mature. Yeah. So with the latest release, import and export speed for large models increased by 5 to 10 times. What key engineering breakthroughs enable these dramatic performance boosts?
I would rather say it's not necessarily the engineering breakthroughs or academic breakthrough. Firstly, all the improvements of our products all originated or thanks to our real life customers. They kept giving us like new demands or technical requirements to kick our ass, to have to keep up with their growth. So that's the motivation.
Yes.
Right.
So the customers in turn to boost your growth. Yes. So you've already partnered with leading OEMs and served over 20,000 industrial users. What core strengths do your partners most value in VoxelDance?
I think that the best way is to really interview our actual OEMs and customers instead of having me to answer on behalf of them. But since we are sitting here, my observation is we are literally talking to our OEM partners on daily basis. I'm talking about like over WeChat, WhatsApp, or in persons like today. I'm talking about like 10 or 20 of them on daily basis. And each of these OEMs, they represent another like easily 20 or 50-ish ongoing projects or clients. So that added up to like hundreds of real life clients we are constantly interacting with on daily basis. So that means what they feel good about the products and what they feel bad or the pain points they are getting from the day-to-day printing jobs. So that piece of information is really important to us. So we love to keep each other updated, and I think that's what our OEM partners and the actual end users love VoxelDance for. We are a good listener. So then once these requirements and information are collected, we will further convert them into the detailed tasks of software development. Like we want to like implement and execute to make sure that the new software releases can be like launched in a timely form. So you can ask any of our clients, you can even like expect software releases. Of course, it's beta software or trial versions to be released on weekly basis. So that can blow your mind.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So we have a certain base in DIY community. So we already enable individuals to build their CNC fab laser machine. So now our new project is the SLM 3D printer.
Yep.
So since you are here, so I ask some questions for them. Okay.
Sure.
So for individual makers building a DIY SLM 3D printer, what are the top slicing software parameters or settings they should focus on to ensure that both printing quality and operator safety?
Okay, that's a tricky question to answer because I can expect guys that are watching these videos, they might have deep experience in the 3D printing, or they are really new to this technology. So, while at the same time there are so many like functionalities and features, parameters you can, the list can go on like forever. I would say when it comes to SLM or metal printing, the laser hatching, number one, and support structure, number two, are the two key elements, if not the most but at least very key elements regarding software that can really put great influence on the final prints. So the concept of metal printing usually referred to as laser power bed fusion, LPBF. It requires a laser or a set of lasers to melt the powder like nicely layer by layer. So the power and the sequence of the laser matters a lot to the final printed parts. Either the quality of the parts, the details of the edges and the details on the surfaces, and also whether you can successfully print it out or not, right? Well, on the other hand, the support structure, usually the support structure is added in the software phase, right? That's what we and our competitors are doing, right? So support structure, if you guys can find a bunch of consumer-ended, $100 you can buy it, consumer printers, LCD or FDM, etc. The support structure is also required in these printing technologies. Unlike CNC, the 3D printing it builds the part from ground up. So imagine the part is tilted, you need the supports to make sure it does not collapse, right? So that is required in the LCD, FDM, or resin printing. That is also required in the metal printing. But at the same time, the support structure also works as a method to do the heat dissipation, to avoid the distortion of the metal parts. So the support structure is also tricky. That requires a lot of extensive experience once you get familiar with the metal printing. So again, laser hatching and the support structure.
Okay, thank you for your sharing.
Yeah.
And another question about your company. So you serve a lot of different sectors of industries. How did you tailor your sales approach to the diverse sectors such as aerospace, medical, and tooling, each with its own set of AM requirements?
Yeah, that's a fair question. So I want to avoid a long answer. I would not say that we would tailor the sales approach for each industry. I would rather say we would tailor our technology or products for different industries or vertical applications. Then the sales would just follow the products, right? Then it is not necessarily the aerospace, medical, or tooling that these industries that are different. I would say it's rather the parts that they make that differentiates the 3D printing scenarios. Because the aerospace industries and the medical, for example, the dental industries, the parts they make, like the shape and the size, are largely different, right? So it's the parts that make varies a lot, and also the testing procedures and the acceptance criteria. I mean the criteria to decide whether the part is qualified or not. They would differ a lot. So back to VoxelDance, we would deliver both the product itself and a set of tailored service to these different industries, and that's what we are good at. When I was saying tailored service, it's more than the software product itself. It's not just I'm giving you the installation file and the licensing and that's the end of it. It's not.
Okay.
We would deliver a full collection of training sessions and typical workflows and knowledge, know-how, set of parameters for you to start from, for you to start with, to these end users, to make sure once they get the software, they can quickly, get hands-on and have a feeling of how to use it and like improve it. Yeah.
Well, that's really impressive. So, could you share a successful story where VoxelDance significantly reduced printing failures or lower production cost for the client?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, there are plenty of them. I want to give you an example of what we call the RPD in dental application. RPD is shorted for removable partial denture. That is a 3D printed part that's used for for the health of your teeth. So in the traditional day, in the old days, the traditional way to make such part is quite clumsy. So what is RPD? You guys can search it online. It's basically a thin-shaped, curved metal parts. And the RPD also have different sub categories that they further varies in their shapes. So in the past, whenever people are the operators, we call them operators, are doing the data preparation for RPDs, they use the software and doing it manually, and the process is painful. It takes, we did a calculation, 45 to 60 minutes on average to do all the data preparation for these RPDs before the actual printing. So we try to solve, and later on we successfully solved that issue by automating the process. Instead of the operators doing it manually. So we kind of relied on an AI-ish technology. Basically, what it does is the software using the AI. Imagine it's just a human with more horsepower. It can quickly tell the differences between the RPDs and do the correct orientations or placements of the RPDs on the actual platform in the software. A real human being can only do it, like I said, 45 to 60 minutes, but with the software utilizing the artificial intelligence, it can do the same work within 2 minutes. So that's the difference. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's the trend. You guys follow the AI trend.
Yeah.
So how do you strike the right balance between a showcase VoxelDance rich feature set and ensuring a smooth, intuitive onboarding experience for first-time users?
You're talking about how to fill the gap between a complex feature set and the new users, right? So basically, we have a full collection of tutorials, case studies, and some videos from our real customers that really want to share their experiences. That also demonstrates how to use the software, how the software plays in the entire workflow. So we have getting positive feedbacks from our clients, and we will keep doing it. But also in the future, on the software product itself, we have a solid plan to make it smarter, so that can first standardize the 3D printing software preparation workflow, because I think now we still lack standardization in this industry, and also reduce the preparation time on the software itself, because now people spend way too much time on the software. Imagine on the 2D traditional printer, when you process all the documentations on the Word or Excel software, then you click print and it actually print it out. You spend no time on the data preparation, right? But on 3D printing, that's still a pain in the ass. You still have take hours to do the preparation. So there's still plenty of room for us as a software supplier to improve.
Yeah, thank you. So how does the VoxelDance leverage domestic R&D agility to outspace or compete global incumbents?
As a software company, I mean, the key resource we have are the engineers, the world-class engineers. So kudos to our engineers and R&D team. We have arguably the best group of engineers on this planet. They are young, energetic, passionate, and professional. They love to solve the real-life problems for customers, and they are capable of achieving that goal. At the same time, I would say a shout out to our customers. We have the best group of customers. Along the way, it's 2025, man. Like they really trust us, all over the world, our customers, and they are willing to share their knowledge and tell us the challenges they face. Like I said, on a daily basis. So these two elements work together, really help us to keep up with the trend of the industry.
So solid technical group and brilliant customers.
Right.
Yes. So what explorations in AI or in process monitoring or cloud-based workflows is VoxelDance pursuing to stay at cutting edge of industry AI?
Yeah, AI. Like everybody's talking about AI. Like in my previous answer, when I was using the RPD as an example, I did not emphasize too much on the AI because it's a gimmicky buzzword, and the definition of AI when it comes to some specific product that are using AI, it's never the same, right? You can use a HoloLens using AI. You can have a drone using AI, etc. But when it comes to the 3D printing data preparation software that are utilizing AI, first thing first, yes, we see great potential of AI in our software, but it's only a matter of how and a phased fashion to integrate the AI technology into the software. Like in the previous example of RPD, the AI does the work that traditional algorithm cannot solve. So we can definitely expect more, but try to avoid using AI for the sake of using AI, right? So that's my take. When it comes to the cloud-based concept, I think cloud-based structure is more useful when it comes to the data preparation software or any CAT, CAM, CAE software. So VoxelDance has a consumer end software. It's called VoxelDance Tango, and you guys can find it online on our official website. And you guys are welcome to download the free trial. So it's somewhat irrelevant to today's topic because today we're talking about metal, but the VoxelDance Tango, usually for LCD and DLP printing, it used to only available with desktop installation file, so it can only be found on Windows and Mac platform. But now, in May 2025, we launched our new cloud-based VoxelDance Tango. This cloud-based version has all the good things you can expect from any cloud product. For example, it has a unified platform, so you don't have to worry that which Windows version you are using and what version of software you need to match. Secondly, you can expect more interactions from the communities and collaborations between teams working on the same STL file, the parts to be printed. And then lastly, you can expect OTA, over the air update, or something like that. All the latest updates of the software, the latest features, and the latest parameters recommended from the communities can all be updated to your cloud-based software every single morning. So that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. That's impressive. So let's talk about how you approach different customers. So what advice would you offer to service bureaus or manufacturers evaluating their first high-end slicing solutions?
Yeah, I can only like speak on behalf of myself. I think unlike the consumer market, I'm talking about the Amazon 3D printers, LCD, FDM printers. Those users, they love to help each other and they love to share their experiences with each other. But when it comes to the serious business question you asked, especially 3D printing, I believe there are not so much information you can get from the market. I'm trying to like think in the shoes of the business the business owners. Like, imagine you can hardly find any like experiences or knowledges from the market to tell you what to do and what not to do. Right? You have to go through the painful trying and error process. So I suggest first once you decide to start a 3D printing business, always work with the suppliers that are willing to share.
Okay.
Just like I said, whatever like hardware, software, or materials they offer, you are paying for these like tangible stuffs. But what is more important is the good and bad experiences, the know-hows. That piece of information is what you want to like pay attention to, and only those suppliers that are willing to share, willing to help, those open-minded suppliers are the top options for you. And also like try to be a real customer before thinking of starting up a business as a boss. For example, like to try to place an actual order to your local service bureau and get the feeling and idea of the entire workflow, the cost and the time of each printed parts. It can be like the resin printed part, plastic parts, or the metal parts, but just place an order and go through the process from the beginning to the end, have a feeling of it. I think that's important.
Okay. So how can interested engineers or decision makers get in touch with your team to start a trial or discuss partnership opportunities?
Yeah, just you guys just can go visit VoxelDance.com. That's our official website, or maybe just drop a mail to sales@VoxelDance.com to keep in touch. We're always ready to meet new friends.
Okay. So thanks for your sharing, Miss O. So to our listener, if you would like to listen more or request for a demo, you can leave your comments to our YouTube channel. Yes. Thanks for tuning in Laser Insight channel, and please stay tuned for more in-depth interviews. And that's for today.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Bye.